Hi everyone, welcome to EDU250. I'm pleased to see all of you here. We have a large class this session. It should be a fun class though. My name is Dr. Andrea Burnell. You can call me Dr. B, and I will be your instructor for the course. So what you will see is that each week I will post a video announcement to let you know sort of reflections on the previous week, and also giving you a preview of what the expectations and learning materials are of the next week. So this is our video introduction to week 1. And just so you know, this is the second time I have taught this redesign course. Very, very good feedback from the students the first time I taught the redesign course, so I hope you like it as well. There is no required textbook, but there is an optional textbook, and you will see that under the Explore tab. If you go to your table of contents for each week, there is a Watch, a Read, and Explore tab, and under that it will tell you what the assignments are, and under it's actually Explore. If you click on the supplemental text link, it says chapters 1 and 2, and you will see that it is a book called Special Education in Contemporary Society, 6th edition, if you want to snag a copy. I don't believe it's a super expensive book, but it's not a requirement for the course, so that's completely up to you, but there is some good supplemental material in that. So in this course, we're going to be doing an overview of special education. It's called Intro to Special Education. So we're going to talk about all sorts of different kinds of disabilities, and we're going to talk about well-being of children. We're going to be talking about the IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and we're also going to be taking a Universal Design for Learning, or UDL lens, in much that we're going to do. So you will see some information about UDL. There's also a glossary of terms for you to review in the course that you'll find very helpful, because one thing I can tell you for sure is that special ed has a lot of its own language. So we're going to start out with looking at the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act and Section 504 of the Rehab Act. So this week, you are going to go through your learning materials, your read, watch, and explore materials, and your supplemental readings from the text if you choose to do them. And then each week we will have a discussion and there will be an assignment. So our first discussion, you do have some materials to help keep you organized. We do have a KWL chart if you want to download it. It's what I want to know, what you learned, and what you want to know. So sometimes people need to have sort of a graphic organizer to keep their ideas together. So you're going to, again, be looking at the IDEA. You're going to look at the difference between individualized education programs. Notice I didn't say plan, I said program, and 504 plans. You're going to be watching some information about special education and the history of special education. And then there is a trailer to a film that is available called Crip Camp, that you, to at least watch the trailer. It is a wonderful, wonderful film, if you ever have an opportunity to watch it. And so each week you should review the announcements, take a look at all the materials, definitely take a look at the best practices for discussion and the rubric for every assignment before you complete the assignment. That way you will maximize the amount of points that you're able to get, because you'll know what's expected of you. Feel free to use videos for your discussion. I do give you links to Screencast-O-Matic, which is what I use, or you can use YouTube or any other way that you like. But know that if you're going to do a video post, just post a separate document with your references. It can just be uploaded into the discussion, because that is one of the things you will see on discussions, that especially your initial response to the prompt, which by the way is due by Thursdays, that you always have references and accompanying in-text citations to make sure that you are connecting what we're discussing with what you're talking about. So you're taking your learning and you're connecting it to your discussion. So again, that is something you will see in the rubric that you do get points for. You can use references and citations in any responses to your peers, which by the way are due by Saturday. And I'd like to see at least 3 of those for full points. But where it's most important is in that initial response to the prompt. So again, make sure you look at the rubric carefully. And then your first assignment, you are going to, let me just pull this up here so I make sure I'm reviewing the correct assignment with you. Sorry about that. You are going to develop either a digital poster, a presentation with a narrative or video presentation, or a written document for parents and caregivers. And what you're going to include is a brief history of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, and Section 504, and explain the similarities and differences between an IEP, an Individualized Education Program, and a 504 plan. So what you will see throughout this course is you will have opportunities to make choices of how you want to demonstrate your learning. And if you think of something that you could do to demonstrate your learning that I haven't given as an option, shoot me an email. I might very well say, yeah, that's a great idea. I'm going to include it next time I teach the class, and go right ahead and do that. You also have an opportunity to earn extra credit. That film that I mentioned that's on Netflix, you have to excuse me, I have people working on my house, Crip Camp. If you watch it, and then I'm going to ask you to look for Judy Heumann, who is an activist with regard to disabilities rights. Find her on social media and then post a comment about the film and either the importance of the film or the impact that it had on you. And then what you can do is just submit a screenshot of your post. If you aren't on social media, you can send her an email and just either carbon me on the email or take a screenshot of the email, and you can get some extra credit. There aren't a whole lot of courses that I offer extra credit. It's just the movie Crip Camp is so wonderful. I wanted to give you even better reason that it's just wonderful to watch it. It's a great film. So it's very easy to get a hold of me. You will see in the introduction that I do have office hours. I know that office hours don't always work for everyone. So what I would ask is that just send me an email and we can set up a time to have a conversation. And I usually get back to people, if not within 24 hours, actually, if not within a few hours, definitely within 24 hours. So I'm usually pretty quick because all my emails come right to my phone, and I really don't want to leave anybody sort of hanging out there with a question they have, especially when it comes to an assignment that they're trying to get in. Another important thing to know is I will accept late work, but only up to 1 week late, and there will be a deduction 10% per day for each day that the assignment is late. And after 1 week, I will no longer accept the late assignment unless you have made previous arrangements with me. So if some emergency happens, make sure you reach out to me as soon as possible. The times when I find that I'm the least flexible is when it's, Saturday night, assignments are due by midnight, and at 9 o'clock, I get an email saying something happened and the assignment won't be in. I know sometimes things roll out that way, but that should be very, very rare. So the sooner you can get to me if you have something going on that's preventing you from getting your assignments in, the better, and we can certainly make arrangements for you to complete it. The other thing to know is there is no way to make up a missed discussion. So if your discussion is late, you will see that you will only be graded on the bottom 3 in the rubric, and that's very clear in the instructions. So if you don't get your Thursday initial response to the prompt, don't not do anything for the rest of the week, because you're going to at least get partial credit. But if you don't participate in the discussion, that is something that once the discussion is over, the discussion is over. So it's really hard to have a discussion when everybody else has moved on. But at least we have the opportunity for that extra credit in this course. So if something does happen, you do have that extra credit opportunity to make up some points. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, late assignments. So again, reach out to me if anything is going on. Late assignments are accepted with the exception of the last week of the course. The last week of the course, there are no late assignments accepted. You'll see that there are 23 students in this course. So I have to grade 23 sets of assignments and get your grades into the registrar. And I will not have time if assignments are trickling in at the end. So know that you can be up to 1 week late with any assignment. You will have a deduction for a late assignment, but the same is not true for the last week. To end on a positive note, I'm really looking forward to learning with all of you. I see that there are some familiar faces in this course, that have people that have taken classes with me before. I hope that you find the course really interesting. I'm looking forward to some really robust conversations. I often say post early and post often, because that way we get a chance to really have those kind of conversations. We'll see what happens with the size of the class. If it seems like it's getting too unwieldy with 23 people in one conversation, I might split you into smaller groups for other discussions as we move forward, but we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm really here to help you succeed, and I'm really looking forward to learning with all of you. Take care and have a great week.